Welcome to the Legalpreneur Podcast. I'm your host, Andrea Sager, founder and CEO of Legalpreneur Inc. As a serial entrepreneur and someone that works exclusively with small business owners legally protecting their business, I'm dedicated to covering common legal issues faced by business owners, providing you with the business knowledge you need to catapult your business's growth and showing you just how some of the world's most elite entrepreneurs have handled these legal and business issues themselves. In true attorney fashion, the information in this episode is not legal advice. This is for informational purposes only, and you should always consult with your attorney before implementing any of the information in the show. Hey there, welcome back to another episode of the Legalpreneur Podcast. Today's short legal episode is going to be about chargebacks. What do they mean, and how can you win one? Now, before we get into today's episode, I want to let you know about our trademark training coming up this week on Wednesday and Thursday. Click the link in the show notes, sign up for the time that works best for you, and you can get that training all about trademarks completely free. What is a trademark? How to identify what trademarks you have? How do they actually protect you and your business? We're covering all that and so much more. It's a 60 to 90 minute free training happening this week only. So go get it now. Okay, you guys, chargebacks. What is a chargeback? A chargeback is what happens when you, as the business owner, sell something to a client, a customer, and that client or customer goes to their credit card company or their bank and they say, hey, I want to issue a chargeback. This was fraud, or I didn't get what I paid for, or there's a couple of other reasons in there, but those are the two main ones. They'll say, hey, this is fraud, or hey, this is, I didn't get what I paid for. Now, if it's fraud, sometimes there's not much you can do about that. And if you're a legalpreneur member, then you heard from Peter Harrington last week in the Facebook group. He was our expert call for the month, and he went into deep detail about chargebacks. And it was incredibly helpful, which is why I want to do a quick overview for the podcast listeners. Now, for the chargebacks, the two main ones, fraud, sometimes there's nothing you can do about that because unfortunately, it's just somebody stole their card and there's nothing you can do. Well, if they say they didn't get what they paid for, there's a few things you can do. And sometimes even if it is fraud, you can fight it. Number one thing people look for is a contract. So if you have Stripe, if you use Stripe or like Shopify payments or whoever you use, typically they want to see a contract. So if you have a contract, there's a good chance you're still going to get your money. But that's the number one thing you need to have. So if you don't use contracts, you guys, what are you doing? You have to use contracts. This is why we do what we do. Everything that I teach, there's a reason for it. And that's to lower your level of risk in business. So make sure that you have a contract. So if you're a service provider, then probably you send a contract to be signed, or they can agree on your website to the terms as long as, they have to check the box and the terms are there, clickable, and they can go read the terms. If they check the box, then it's still binding. If you send a contract to be signed, that's binding even if they sign it through HelloSign or DocuSign. And even these days, I would say an electronic signature is better than a physical signature, only because if it's in person, you have to have a physical signature. However, online, it's just easier to get the digital signature. And it shows their IP address. It shows, hey, they were here when they signed this. So either way is fine, but I like digital signatures because it's quicker, it's easier, and everything's stored there for you. Because physical copies, you have to keep track of them. But either way, get a signature. That's the number one way you can fight a chargeback, is to keep a signature. And then obviously be able to prove that you did the work. Maybe, they made the purchase and then the next day they did the chargeback. If you haven't done the work yet, because that may very well be true, you just haven't had the time. As long as you have the contract, you can say, look, they signed this contract. I have this amount of time to perform the work. They'll most likely side with you because credit card companies know, hey, there's buyer's remorse, but I have seen where credit card companies still don't protect the service provider, even if they do have a contract. Now, how we are fighting that, I'm so excited about this. It's very early on in the process, but we are implementing Legalpreneur Payments. It's coming this year, probably within the next month or two. Legalpreneur Payments is guaranteeing you, the business owner, against chargebacks. So if there's a chargeback against you, if you're using Legalpreneur Payments, then we're going to guarantee that. So we'll fight it, hopefully still win the chargeback. But even if for whatever reason the credit card company doesn't side with you, we're still going to cover you and make sure you get your money. I know, it's crazy. Like, wherever you are, I hope you're cheering, because when we decided to do this and we realized we could do this, we were like, absolutely, this is a no-brainer, because this is the issue that I see with clients. They're so hesitant to do things because, oh, what if somebody issues a chargeback? What if, this happens or that happens? So we're trying to dispel all the fears that you have in business to make it as easy as possible for you to run your business and make money. So we're implementing Legalpreneur Payments. It's happening. Let's see, we're in February. Yeah. So probably this will be available to the public late March, early April, probably when we roll out the new app. Gosh, so many exciting things happening. So we are looking for beta testers. So if you are interested in testing out Legalpreneur Payments, please, please, please let me know. Shoot me an email or send me a DM on Instagram. We need beta testers. Now, if you are an annual Legalpreneur member, this is going to be no additional cost to you. If you are a monthly Legalpreneur member that has been part of the program for less than 12 months, there will be a small additional fee. But once you've hit 12 months, then you're covered. There won't be a fee. So many exciting things, you guys. So Legalpreneur Payments, that's happening the next month or two. The app is going to be coming out. And you guys, if you're not yet part of the Legalpreneur membership, you want to get in on it before the app comes out, because once the app rolls out, the membership is going up to $249 a month or $24.99 for the year. If you are already in, you won't see the $249 or $24.99 for the year. It's crazy, everything that we get to implement. And of course, if you're on the annual plan, you get a free ticket to Legalpreneur Live on top of the free Legalpreneur Payments with guaranteed chargebacks. Like, I'm so pumped about this because nobody offers it. And once I realized we could do it, I was just like, why is nobody doing this? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. But hey, we're going to fucking do it. So fear no more about chargebacks, because Legalpreneur Payments has got you back. Here at Legalpreneur, we're committed to providing a supportive legal community for all business owners. I know how scary the legal stuff can be. If you found this information helpful, I would be so grateful if you could share it with a fellow business owner. And quite frankly, it doesn't cost anything to rate, review, or subscribe to the show. Your support helps me reach more listeners, which allows me to support more business owners in their entrepreneurial journey. Have any questions or comments about the show? Feel free to drop me a line on Instagram. I promise I read all of the messages and comments. And if you want to be a guest on the show or know someone that would make a great guest, simply fill out our application form and a team member will reach out if we think it's a good fit. I'll see you in the next episode.